Three, two, one, and liftoff. Liftoff of the 25th Space Shuttle mission, and it has cleared the tower.
On January 28, 1986, the Space Shuttle Challenger exploded in the sky only 73 seconds into flight off the coast of Florida.
Looks like a couple of the solid rocket boosters blew away from the side of the shuttle in an explosion.
Flight controllers here looking very carefully at the situation. Obviously a major malfunction.
Americans watched in horror as 7 crew members perished, including history teacher Krista McAuliffe.
Then anybody who has the satellite dish will be able to see the teacher teaching from space.
Later that day, President Ronald Reagan spoke from his heart as he addressed the nation.
The crew of the Space Shuttle Challenger honored us for the manner in which they lived their lives. We will never forget them, nor the last time we saw them this morning, as they prepared for their journey and waved goodbye and slipped the surly bonds of Earth to touch the face of God.
For WICR, I'm Mike DeMurgis.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to WICR. I'm Chelsea Taylor Harris, and that's Chris D. And welcome back to Throwback Thursdays TBT with Chelsea T. and now Chris D. Today we have a big show going on. First, we're going to be talking about the latest and greatest in pop and entertainment news. And then we're going to have a special guest today, Mr. Tommy Keefe of Iona College's own swim team. Yes, very excited about that. And then we're going to talk about some old school and throwback news. So let's start this off, Chris.
All right.
First off, there's this crazy news story going on. I found it off EliteDaily.com. That's my go-to, if you haven't noticed. There's these 3 girls that ran away from home in Colorado to an attempt to join ISIS. And these girls were 15 and 16 years old. And they were sisters, and they went missing on Friday. And then they were found in Frankfurt, Germany. The FBI found them in Frankfurt, Germany. And the father of the 2 sisters were like, what the heck is going on? When they ran away with their passports and $2,000 each. And the girls haven't officially admitted anything yet, but the FBI, they're under investigation by the FBI. Because ISIS has, in the past, tried to get some recruits from America. And this sounds like a similar case. So what do you think, Chris?
It's very frightening to see that people that young from this country are actually thinking of joining this terrorist group. But really, I don't see being 15, 16 is not not really normal for the Army now. But if you look at the Army in 1776 when the Revolutionary War happened, kids were 11 years old, 15 years old joining the Army. So 15, some people may have looked at that and said, and those guys are 15, I joined the Army, why don't I do it? But they're not joining the Army, they're joining a certain group that we are going against, and they're from this country. So I think that's just very frightening that people from this country can be susceptible to that. I
cannot agree more with you, Chris, because this is making me sick to my stomach, thinking about, ooh, Tommy Keefe is here, whoop, whoop. It's making me sick to my stomach thinking about how these little girls these 16-year-old teenagers, not little girls, teenagers, can run away and join such a powerful group. It's enough that there's, if they were in the Army, because last week, Danielle and I, we talked about these Kurdish women, and there's this Kurdish woman that killed 100 ISIS militants. And if it would have been different if these teenagers were fighting for America, but now going against America, I'm a little skeptical.
It shows anarchy in this country, which is horrible.
It is awful, and it's scary.
Yeah.
If our own people can turn against us, then who else can turn against us?
Mostly anybody.
Anyone. I have trust issues as it is, and especially kids, teenagers. Well, we're not really teenagers anymore, but around our same age group, turning against us. This is some serious trust issues.
Oh, it is. 15 and older is basically our age group. Would be 15 to 25 is basically our age group. So anything in a 10-year span of their life is turning against us is scary.
This is very scary, and I don't know what to do. And I don't know. I just think it's a scary topic,
You
and I hope
just-
these girls are found just didn't do it, so my trust issues can be restored.
I don't know. I have some trust issues in certain things too.
I mean, I have serious trust issues, and this is really reaffirming them. Like our own, like sisters go against their families. Like,
It's horrible.
I can't, Chris. I don't know about you, but I'm being such a white girl right now by saying I can't even.
Oh man.
Okay, let's talk about some other news. So I was reading an interesting article, of course, off Elite Daily.
Yeah.
Duh. There's still slavery in the United States, and we just can't see it because we're getting blinded by news like ISIS and Ebola, and that's kind of scary.
Where is this?
This is everywhere. There's human trafficking that keeps slavery alive.
Of course.
There's forced labor in the hidden form of modern day slavery.
Okay.
And with the human trafficking, I was reading on Elite Daily. Oh my God, we should have a counter of how many times I say Elite Daily.
Yeah, I was just-
And I think we'd be millionaires if for every dollar I said that
Like one,
website
2, 3.
3 times already. But they said that these recruiters, these immigrant recruiters,
Yeah.
they take like $6,000 away from these innocent little immigrants, and they hold their visas and all their documents to be put in, be American citizens, and they hold it against them and as so they could be slaves to them. And there's a statistic. It's people make $150 billion off these immigrants.
150 billion.
It's a business. It's a serious business. In the United States, I'm reading it now. $150 billion industry for for human trafficking and forced labor.
Did you hear that? Did you ever see an episode of SVU when they did human trafficking? Because that was.
I did not. I don't watch Law and Order SVU.
I don't.
I don't. But if it's involving this unfortunate trafficking,
There is certain episodes that they do talk about this. It's SVU stands for Special Victims Unit. And
Yes.
This is basically part of that
that's
unit.
so crazy.
That unit of the cops is what takes care of this.
And there's it's so much human trafficking, but kids are involved.
Yeah.
100,000 kids are forced into human trafficking every year.
Yeah.
I was always concerned about human trafficking, but I never really got it until I was reading my favorite blog.
Yeah.
And now it's sickening that the 100,000 children in this country are being forced into slavery.
Yeah, it's just sad because these kids' lives are all ahead of them, and now they're being taken from them.
They're being taken from them for people who want to just make some money.
Exactly.
And 55% of these victims are women or girls.
Well,
What?
I think that is more so.
It's crazy.
For I'm not gonna say it on the radio, but you know what that's for.
What is that for?
I'm not gonna say it on the radio.
I know what you're saying, but
Yeah.
I just think it's not fair to women because it's enough that feminism exists in this country and
Yeah.
women feel inferior to men as it is.
Right.
Especially in the workplace,
Yeah.
in any sort of not any sort of situation, but in a great amount of situations, women feel inferior.
Yeah.
And this is just a pure example of how women sacrifice themselves for labor.
Well,
55% of them.
there are some things that women can do that men can't do.
Oh, I hear a challenge coming on WICR.
What you guys can multitask? We have trouble multitasking, so that's
We have different things that we're both stronger and weaker at, but
no.
we're all men are created equal, Chris.
I'm just saying that. Hey, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to make you feel better. I'm saying.
So men are better at creating trafficking.
like you guys can have children, we can. So that's a major
That's
difference.
I wish men could have children. The struggle. My poor sister during her pregnancy, I kind of wish her husband had it. She was in so much pain. No offense to her husband or anything, but my sister was in pain. That was awful. I don't wish that pain on anyone. A bad pregnancy. So you know what? You're lucky you can't have children. Oh, goodness gracious. And so basically what the story is saying that we should just open our eyes to it, because this is kind of a story that's pushed under the rug a little bit,
yeah.
and I think it's time to
It's
bring it
domestic.
back.
It's a
because-
domestic problem. Why are we dealing with something in a country 1,000 miles away when we can deal with something right
like
here?
Ebola.
Yeah, exactly.
We're too busy. Yeah, we're worrying about Ebola getting into our country. First of all, I'm sick of that. That's why we're not talking about it today. I'm taking a stand on Ebola. But I just think this should be brought up in the news more. It goes where the silence is. Yeah. Shout out to Callahan for teaching me that. It goes in the silence, and the silence needs to be brought back up again. Do you agree, Christy?
Yes, I think we should work more on our domestic issues than our foreign issues.
Absolutely. And I think on that note, we're going to go to our first commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to have Mr. Tommy Keefe on our show. And we're going to listen to some crazy throwbacks. In 1 sec.
All right.
Oh, snap.
WICR presents This Moment in History.
Mr. Gorbachev, open this gate. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.